Hello, my sweet creative friends. How's everyone doing? Meg's here. It feels so good to be here. I haven't been here in a while. So I have a flip through for you guys. I wanted to film this a while back, but my hands have been really swollen. So, yeah. So I finished this journal for my sister, one of my sweet sisters. She has a little boy, and I'm making journals for all of my sisters. So 2 down, 1 more to go. If you remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I did a Raggedy Ann junk journal, which is on my channel. If you want to see the flip through, I can link it below. Yeah, I did that for one of my sisters, and then this is for my second sister. And she does have a little boy, and I thought it would be really cute to put memories in here for him, and I went ahead, since it is my sister, and put some pictures in here for her already. So this is Wonders of Nature. Again, it's a little golden book. So this is the cover. This is the spine. Make sure I'm in frame. And I do, as always, I apologize if the lighting's not perfect. I also apologize if you can hear my children. I had some complaints, which I usually don't care about because my kids are my kids, and, what am I going to do about it? But if you do hear kids, they're just playing in the backyard. They are not being mistreated or not being taken care of in the other room, as I was accused of not too long ago. But yeah, I just laugh at that. But anyways, yes, my studio is basically in the backyard, and that is where my husband and my children are right now. So if you hear them, that's all you're hearing. Just fun time. So this is the spine, and for the spine I did do, these are buttons, and I just sawed off the backs of the buttons and sanded them down. Took a while, but it's always worth it. I've done this several times. Yeah, super cute. I love how it turned out. I just think it's adorable. The little gnomes and the animals. Little gnome house down there. And then this is a detachable. Yeah, let me see. I just forgot what this is called for whatever reason, because every time I film I forget what things are called. This tassel is detachable. I'm like, what is this thing? So this is what the tassel looks like. And as always, oh, look, as always, I'm tearing things apart. Off to a great start. So here are, I did do some beading, is what I was trying to say here. So look how pretty that is. Oh, I just love how the beading came out. So there's just 4 strands that are beaded from top to bottom. And I did do, like, this one has, they're all similar, but they're different, So this one has the green seed beads, and this one has the red. I love how that turned out. And then I put, like, the semi-precious stones on there. I love those kinds of stones. Except on oh no, these ones, this one does have those too. This one has, like, the gold color. And then there's one more, I think it's blue. Yeah, did I show you the blue one? Maybe. And the little mushroom. So yeah, so that is detachable. And, okay, so then I just did this closure. Now, I was going to, oh, look at the back. I did do the little bee on here too. And the little flowers. And I was going to dye this closure like a tea dye color, but once I put it on, I thought, oh my gosh, it kind of, goes with the little cotton fluffs on her branch here, and I don't know, I just thought it looked kind of cute white, so I left it white, which I never do. I never really use white closures, but I like how it turned out, and yeah, so I don't want to make this too long because this is a fatty. Oh, look at how cute this is. Isn't that so pretty? I love looking at the edges of books. It just looks so cute with all the beads hanging. I did little dangles off the pages. And I don't want this to be a super long flip through. I was thinking if I had time I could show you guys what I was working on, but I might just save that for another video. We'll see. Oh, and then my dangles, of course. If you've seen my journals, you know I love dangles, so I just did a few. This is a 3 signature book. So most, and then there's dangles on top, and most, oops, sorry, little Golden Book junk journals are 2 signature, or all Golden Book junk journal, okay, stop it. All Golden Books are 2 signatures, and most of the time I do a 2 signature junk journal, but I made this a 3 signature junk journal, and I did keep the story intact. So in the second signature, there's no part of the story in the second signature. It just continues in the third signature. If you don't make books, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But okay, so this is the inside cover. There's more of the buttons, and I put them on different textures, so different kinds of moss, fake moss, of course. And I made a little nest for the owl. I put some fall leaves. I just glued those down, all of this down with hot glue. And there was a lot more I wanted to do this book, you guys. I mean, there was so much more I could have done and wanted to do, but I had to end it. You know how that goes when you just can't stop. At least for me, I do that. Make sure I'm in frame. I just wanted to keep going, but I just have so many other things I want to work on. So, this is just a little painting I did that came out really bad, but I put stickers on it and put that in there. So, there's a lot of sewing on the pages and, yeah, stuff like that. I did add gnomes in this book, so there's gnomes, there's forest creatures and gnomes, and did I put fairies in it? I don't know. So yeah, so these are cutouts from my gnome book that took me years to, I do collect those gnome books, and it took me years to cut anything out, but thought for my sister that would be a good reason to cut stuff out. So these are rub-ons, these little leaves, and then the gnome is from the book, and then I did add pictures like I said. So this little flip out, this is one that I did on, that I shared with you guys, my fast flow stitching, and there's just a journaling card. Let's just flip through a little bit faster here. Pockets, there's my sister. I did fill the pockets with some Mrs. Cogs and different cutouts for journaling cards, different gnomes and things. Oh, that wasn't a gnome. Mulberry paper. This is the story intact. I'm not going to read it, but it is very cute. And it's all about nature. And then this is another journaling card. I hope I'm in frame. Decoupaged and stamped. Gnomes and fairies. And inking. Lots of inking. Little tabs I made. This is a flip out. It's my nephew. And decoupaging, clusters. I dyed this blue paper with Rit dye and coffee. Lots of crazy stitching. I love that little poem. This is from a vintage magazine, 50s magazine. Oh, I thought I had something in here. So there might be some things that I missed to put in. I forgot. I did have, oh yes, here it is. This goes in this slot. So this is another one of those fast flow stitching cards with real flowers decoupaged on. And a nice back to journal on. And that did go in here. There we go, a little pocket there. There's more of the story. More of the story. This is that technique that I shared recently with using the patty pockets in distress oxide and the patty pockets, and then the glaze from Tim Holtz, and it does like a little resist kind of. I thought that looked cool since this was like a beach scene type thing. So there's some shells. It's this little cutout from some scrapbook paper. Oh, this is great. So this is, I don't usually use like puffy stickers, but I thought it was cute since he's painting a fish. My nephew's painting. He's so good at painting. It's adorable. They live in Florida, so there's a lot of beach. My sister loves the beach. My brother-in-law is a surfer. Yeah, it's amazing. So I did this see-through vellum seashell pocket here. And I don't know if you can see this, but I made sand, you guys, and it came out perfect. So I used texture paste, a little bit of sand paste, but it was really just an awful color, and I found the perfect paint to mix in with the sand and the paste, and it came out looking just like sand, and I hope you can see it. So I did use stickers here, which I don't usually use, like I said, old stickers, but you know what, it was nice to get rid of some of my stash, and it just went so perfectly with the sand, and it's not budging, so that sand is awesome. It came out so good. So there's texture in this book, which I love. More pictures of my sweet nephew at the beach. My sister loves her little dogs. So there's a picture of her and her dog. I did distress glaze around here and oxides. Or no, that's not distress. It's just clear embossing powder with distress oxides in the background. And it says, "A lasting friendship, my sweetheart." It's the little things that make life big. This is a pocket that I cut. I just made a template myself. I just drew a pocket, and so I have the template, and I cut it out of scrapbook paper, and so it is a pocket. I don't have anything in it, but yeah, it is a pocket, so I'll have to put something in there, like a little tag or something. I didn't fill everything up yet, so little doggy on the back. And here's a little dangle with a seashell. And this is just from some scrap fabric of the bear and her babies. There's some moss on here. It's a little tuck spot. Little journaling card. Coffee dyed paper. This is a flip out. And again, this is Rit dye on the left and coffee dyed on the right. And then little mushroom dangle there. And then on the top there is another mushroom dangle. And then we have flowers and moss, some sewing. This was a paper bag that I decoupaged and says "Use your wings." There's some Tracy Fox cutouts, some Tim Holtz cutout, or Tim Holtz ephemera, just journaling cards. Oh, there's more shoved in there. I'm not going to pull it all out. Another dangle with a little butterfly. And then there's my sister and her baby. All you need is love. Together is the best place to be. Just a little, pocket here. And this is another one of the textured, what am I trying to say? The technique with the distress in the patty pockets. My nephew had a aquarium. He's got his hands on the glass. It just went so perfect with the background. Just scrapbook paper and vellum. And that was a pocket. And then we just have some more of the book, more of that technique. That was the other side of that paper. The more of the story. Here's some more moss. Mrs. Coggs, I think. This is Mrs. Coggs. If not, it might be the Gecko Gals printable. And then Tracy Fox. I'm going to stop naming where I got stuff from. So I'll put as many links down below as I can to the Etsy shops where I print things. So just more pockets. And there, this is also a little pocket right there. I love this paper. I just thought it looked so cute with this page. Here's more from that Gnome book and some of these vintage playing cards that I collected a while back from the 50s. Tim Holtz tape and some mulberry paper. My sister and my nephew. My sweet Kai. He's so sweet. This paper is beautiful coffee dyed paper in the background. This is another, I don't want to take the paper clip off, but it's just another, flip out. This is a little tuck spot from an envelope, sewing. This is my nephew. Look at that beautiful picture. Look at those eyes. Oh, so beautiful. So this is a flip out. I guess, let me see. Yep, this is a pocket stuffed with journaling cards of animals and from Mrs. Coggs. And then more of the book, more of the story. Beautiful paper. I love this mushroom paper. So pretty. Okay, second signature. I cut this gnome out and put her on there from the story. Mushroom paper. My sweet baby. Okay, so these are all little patches. And these little flowers down here were actually made by an older woman that I met at, well, I didn't meet her. I met her daughters at an estate sale. And I got a big, huge bag of these little flowers, all different kinds that she made somehow. I don't know. I guess it's embroidery or something, but I'm not sure. I'm like, I don't know how she did that, but okay. So this is magic. I had to put a little bit of magic in here because it is a gnome, has gnome vibes. So this just comes off, and there's a little gnome back here. I don't know if you could see him, but he's hiding behind the tree. And there's butterflies, so those butterflies cover magnets. There's a gnome back here and some moss, and so this is just a magic paper that just sticks on and pulls off. Woo, magic. I love magic. Butterflies, my sister and her husband. This is a collage of different papers. I love that background. Little gnome. More coffee dyed in a tab. I love tabs too. Some coffee dyed paper. This was some paper that I set outside. I dyed it with Rit dye, set it outside to dry, and it started pouring down rain, and this is how it turned out. Really grungy and crazy looking, but I still use it. It looks pretty cool. So yeah. This gnome paper, I know I said I wasn't mentioning shops, but it is from Carolyn's Craft Tree. If you're looking for a gnome paper pack on Etsy, Carolyn's Craft Tree, she has a couple of gnome printables. This is from that as well. Scrapbook paper, I think, or maybe that was a printout from somebody, I'm not sure. So this is like one of my favorite pages right here. So this is a cutout with a, I put it on the jelly plate, and then I did some decoupage around here and around here, a couple different pieces of rice paper, and then I made this little stamped images right here from Tim Holtz, and I used the Tim Holtz Distress Glaze around the edges and some moss and things. And this is the little card, again with the embossing glaze in the back from Tim Holtz and Distress Oxide, so it looks really tattered and kind of old looking. I just love how that comes out. It's so pretty. And so that fits right in there. Maybe. And then it opens up, and I love this background. So I did that on the jelly plate and then stamped on top of it. Acrylic paint and stamps. And then this is also on the jelly plate, this vintage music paper, and I did cut this image out and paste that on. And then I did make a video on this, but it was over an hour, and I don't know, there was just, I never uploaded it, you guys, and there was a few things on there I would have had to take out because, yeah, I just said a few things I wish I didn't say, and it was just a really long video, and people hate my really long videos, so I don't know, I just erased it the other day, so I'm sorry. If you're interested in seeing how to make this background, though, I can redo it and make it shorter and talk less. So let me know if you're seeing this and you're like, oh yeah, I'd love to know how you did that. It's just decoupage, but I used a couple of other things on it that I really love. And then, yep, that's just a journaling card, but I wanted to show you the back. The back is just stamped, little mini Lavinia stamps. I love those. Okay, so then we did this side to match that. And then just more beautiful papers, more beautiful pictures, paint, coffee dye. It says made with love on the side here, this little dangle, pockets, and again there's the other side of that page that I did with the collaging and the different pastes. More gnomes and more moss. From the book. Pictures, there's more gnomes and fairies. Another fairy postcard. This is a little envelope with gnomes on it. There's gnomes all on the side here. More dangles. Oops. Gnomes again. I love that. Owls. Look at these cute little, what are these called? Paper clips. There's a birdie here, and this one's a little arrow. I have snails and all kinds of stuff. Let me skip a page. Oh, this is cute. So this is this page right here came from a book, and a vintage book, and I just took some scrap papers and tore them and made a border around the edge and glued it on and sewed it on. And then I added this little gnome right here. If you could see this little guy, he went perfect. It looks like they're looking at him. I love that. So it came out really cute. Scrapbook papers. More gnomes. Oh, this is hilarious. Look at this. This is from the Gnome book, and it's got the mouse covering his nose, and the gnome is farting, and it says, to prevent flatulence, they drink fennel seed tea. Oh my gosh. My sister will think that's funny. Yeah, good old fart jokes. Everybody knows now I laugh at fart jokes. Okay, so these are vintage playing cards. And some cute little animals. Aww. The century plant, the daily leaf of the century, helps against hardening of the arteries. Poor old gnome. More of those vintage 50s playing cards. This was just the last page in the Gnome book. I thought it was sweet and cut that out. This is more of those book pages. I just put it in for whatever. And then the last signature here. The story continues, and then we have our little pendulum pocket here, which I was going to fill with lavender seeds, but the book was already thick enough, and I didn't make my pocket high enough. I mean, I could have put some in there, but it just was too lumpy, so I decided just to use it as a pocket. But I like to usually stick something that smells good inside of here to make it like a scented journal. Just didn't do that this time. These are pretty. I think I got this from Carolyn's Craft Tree, her eco-dyed paper. My little nephew on a pocket. My sister raises butterflies, so it's a picture of her hand with one of her butterflies. And she raises and releases butterflies. And this is a pretty paper there. Let's see. Vellum paper. This is handmade rice paper. And then we have the book page. I just added some like glossy stuff to the water. This is a little dangle. It says cherish, and it has my brother-in-law, his dad, and my nephew. That is his late father. So I wanted to add him in the book as much as I could, a couple of times, you know, to make it special. And so my sister recently bought her first home with her husband, and it's got a picture of their gorgeous house, and it says, as we continued our journey, and then there's a place to flip out to journal on, and then there's another flip out here to journal on beautiful paper. I love that paper. And then it's got a picture of her pool, and it says, I know that I am home. I just thought that was sweet, something to remember. And then these are how, when I was showing that technique with the distress glaze and the patty pockets, the resist technique, this is how it came out, and this is what it looks like on as tags. Don't mind the kids just screaming their heads off outside. So these are just little tag tuck spots on top of some dyed paper. And this is how that came out. I thought it looked really cool. And then I wanted to add like a texture paper because I love crinkles. But also, I had to do something to this page because I went to put this Nouveau Jewel Drops on the paper. And, yeah, it exploded all over my book. I mean, it was everywhere, and it just messed up 3 pages, not like crazily. So I had to cover the pages, but I wanted the story to still be intact. So the only thing I could figure out to do was to cover it in some like colored vellum that you could still see through, and like do the fast flow stitching on top. And then it also just feels cool if you can listen. Oh, it's the best sound. And so this is about fish in the ocean, deep in the ocean, that have, you know, lights and stuff. So I put some glow pen on them where their lights are, and it looks like it's glowing. So it just worked out really good, and it covered all of that sticky stuff that was stuck on the page from my exploding Nouveau drops, which really was annoying. Unfortunately, some of it did get on this page. Like there's some stickiness here, here, and here, and up here, but you know what? It's okay. Not a big deal. wasn't as bad as the other page. So this is some more mulberry handmade paper, vintage magazine. This is some eco-dyed digital. Then we just have some of this and that, tape and stuff. Digital. There's my nephew fishing, some tape that I made with alcohol ink. It's a flip out, and this is also a pocket. Vintage magazine. More of that paper. There's Grandpa again and my nephew. These are both pockets. They're playing football. It's so sweet. This is another pocket. And then the paper under that I matted them on was done on the jelly plate. It goes on there. This is just a pretty journaling card. My sister and my nephew. Pocket. This is another pocket here. But again, this is the other page I had to cover. So I don't really want to put anything in the pocket, but you could if you wanted to. I just put it on there because it hid some of the stickiness from that explosion. But it still looks cute. And then there's just some stickers, and I love how this dyed paper came out. A little tab. I made some fake snow, which is like one of my favorite things to do. This is a pocket up here. If you can see the snow, it got a little dirty from pressing against the ink on this, which I didn't think about when I inked the edges. So I got the snow a little dirty, but that's okay. But it is 3D snow, if you can see it. And it's just awesome. I love that stuff. I used the Marvy pen for that. And I made a little nest for this little bird here out of moss. It came out really cute. More handmade paper, more vellum, more beautiful scrap paper. And then the last 2 pages, this part of the story is about fuzzy caterpillars and cocoons and butterflies. So I thought I'd put some of my sister's pictures of my nephew with some of their butterflies that they're about to release. There's a butterfly, and then my nephew sitting on a butterfly bench, and those are pockets. It says, "Don't forget to fly." Super cute. I love that page. And then this is the last page. It says, "Isn't it a wonder that a little baby that couldn't walk or talk or feed itself should grow up to be you?" And so I put a picture of my sister when she was pregnant on the beach, and then my nephew as a baby on the other side. And that is a pocket. So I just thought that went really cute together. And then the last one is just a open page. Now I am going to put a library card right here. I just hadn't decorated it yet and forgot. So I'm going to put a library card with a library pocket, you know, and do the stamping on it so it looks like an actual library card. So yeah, that's it. And just a tie closure. I hope you guys like that. And yeah, I miss being on here. So yeah, so for those of you who have been asking, I've just kind of had a lot going on with my son Elijah. We're figuring out things for school. They did cut his sorry, I just noticed that this fell off of the cover, which is no good. They did cut his schooling down to 2 hours a day until we can figure some things out and get his IEP done and stuff like that. So I am homeschooling for the rest of the day. I pick him up after 2 hours, and then we have a lot of work to do when he gets home. Well, it's not a lot, but it does take him. It takes us a while to get it done and focus and things. So that just, yeah, by the time I get that done and then do dinner and all the chores and things that I need to do for the day running around, it's just been a lot. And I don't know, I just feel like, it's been taxing emotionally too, I'm not going to lie. So just waiting to get some more answers and figure out a better plan for him for his schooling. And yeah, I can't wait to figure it all out. You know what I mean? I just want things to go well for him. And so that's it. Anyways, I'm rambling on. But I just want to tell you, I do have so many things planned, and I really, really want to make more videos. I wanted to show some new watercolors. I know people don't really love those videos of mine when I show watercolors, but I did have some new watercolors I got a month or 2 ago I wanted to share. And also I'm working on a new journal that I'm really excited about. It is going to go past the Halloween season. It's about a witch, but it's not like the typical like Halloween type junk journal. So hopefully it's more of like a naturey green witch type junk journal, and hopefully I can do some of the work on that on a video. I'm hoping, you know, you never know with me, but that's my hopes, and I hope that you're all staying safe. Thank you so much for your good vibes and sent my way, and your thoughts and your prayers and all of that for my sweet son and our family. And I just want to thank you so much for being here and spending time with me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.